Alright, and welcome back to Speedromizer 3. We are all set up for the first run of Sam and Max Hit the Road. So let's hit the road and let's get this goal. I'm gonna stop with the terrible segues. Alright, take it away.
Hey, I am Hevorius here running Sam and Max Hit the Road, and I've got my commentators Hop Tor and Grubby D.
Hello.
Hi, how's everyone going?
We're all members of the Speedy Adventures community, and that's how we just I found out about this marathon, and I came in late to it, so I've just been practicing for the last month. About half the time as most other people got to practice, so I'm excited to start this off with a speedy Sam and Max Hit the Road, so we can hit the road, burn some rubber on this marathon to start it off. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. So I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, and we're running. I'm going to pick this up first. Hey, I didn't mess it up. How many times I've missed picking up that bulb?
Yeah, I always struggle with the mouse hole if the rat's coming out as you go to it.
And there's one for your old man!
Animation to finish.
Yeah, or if you move too far and Sam blocks the hole, then it becomes tricky.
I've never had that happen. Guess I'm just lucky.
We got a good max. So what can happen there is sometimes Max will stop to play in the blood, and it adds a couple of seconds to the split there.
Yeah, that happens in many spots in the run where it doesn't look like you're losing time, but Max is doing something, and it just costs you a second or two. It adds up over the run.
Yeah, the RNG for Max is pretty much running all the time, just to determine what animations he's going to be doing. It really changes up the times by quite a bit, more than you would think. Alright, it's all going pretty well so far. We're about to get to the first dreaded section of the game.
Yes, this is where most of the resets happen, if you're not in a marathon.
Hey,
So what we're waiting for is Max to say that he needs to go to the bathroom, which, unless I've missed it, he hasn't said yet.
No, he
didn't
has
say
not said it yet.
He has not.
Yeah.
So now we wait.
So this can take up to a minute. Now, oh, there we go. Not too bad.
Not great, but not the worst I've ever
we
had.
definitely would have
sure.
reset if this wasn't a marathon, but in a marathon setting, that's not too bad.
And back to the carnival.
Yeah. Now, the next bit here is like the first mini game. There are a few mini games that you play through. This mini game also, surprisingly, has some RNG involved in terms of how long it takes. You'd think this would be on some sort of fixed cycle, but it's not.
Does it, I always thought it ended at the same time. Like the mice coming up or the rats coming up were always different, but I haven't actually timed the Whack-A-Rat thing as a whole, to be honest.
Yeah, it can vary a few seconds. There was one time, Mike the viewer, shoutouts to Mike the viewer, had a particularly fast one that was like several seconds faster.
Oh, okay.
And what Hev is doing here is intentionally not getting all 40 rats. Because if you whack all 40 rats, that leads to an extra line of dialogue, which is slower. By a fraction.
I actually didn't do that. I didn't know that. The reason I don't do it is because I think, not for any reason, but I think that they come up faster if you stop hitting them. I could be wrong.
That could be. I haven't timed that, actually.
But I tried not to, any of the dozy rats, I try not to hit. And that's just pure superstition. There's no rhyme or reason to that.
Yeah, I usually miss the middle one for the exact same thing.
Yeah, and this is another case of where we're abusing our partner. We do that a few times throughout the game. Their relationship is fine. Don't ask questions.
So we're about to enter the next section where Max's animation here makes quite a big difference. So if, when talking to Doug, we get a nice quick speaking bit there going into the cutscene, that was good. And the stream skipped on me a little bit there. How was the dialogue coming out? Was that pretty quick?
I have no idea what's a quick dialogue.
I think it looked quick to me.
Yeah, so sometimes you can catch Max will be like sticking his head out or fiddling with something or something like that, and I've had that take 8 seconds of just waiting for the dialogue to continue.
Yeah, it's really weird running this game when you look at your splits and some of the cutscenes are longer.
Ah, dang.
It's an unusual circumstance. I can't think of another game where like the cutscenes have RNG. So we lost all of our inventory there by riding the Cone of Tragedy. We skipped the scene there though, but now we have to go and collect our stuff.
Yeah.
Collect it from the Lost and Found.
There's two things that maybe is a good time to talk about. One is dialogue and how that works. Because we've got different options.
Yep, you have the question, the exclamation mark, and the duck. Those are the options you have in most situations.
Yeah, some are quicker than others depending on the conversation, which makes it nice and fun to figure that out.
Yeah, I think it's usually go for duck, and then there are a few places where it's exclamation mark, and then I think there's one spot where you have to do question mark.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I usually do question mark coming out of Snuckies only because I can go far left, far right quicker than I can pinpoint the duck, but it's just one of those things, I guess.
That makes sense. I do sometimes forget that in the one spot where you need to use question mark, and I go for duck, and then I get stuck.
So this is the second minigame that we run into here, and this is lining up the, I always call them crocs, but we have more crocodiles than alligators in Australia, so it's one of those things, but you gotta line up the gators to get across. There's been a lot of testing done on this section, and it is unfortunately just static. We're not really sure why, but the spots where Hev has put in the flags, that's where they got to go. That is how it is, and that's how you got to run it.
Luckily, we can't do all of them in just
a little
one.
nervous on that second to last flag placement, but yeah, it was fine.
I was worried about that one and the second one. So.
It's much
we got away
safer
with
to go
it.
higher than lower. Yeah, you go a fraction too low and it triggers the gator below it.
And this section right here, I don't know what it is, but doing the dialogue skips and the escape skips to skip the cutscenes, I think that's the trickiest spot to do it optimally in the game.
It is. I always struggle with this one.
But that was very clean. It doesn't look like anything happened, but that was good.
I always do this the slow way because I'm not good enough to do it the fast way.
I mean, the fast way
So
is only a little bit faster. And I've seen your times. You're not that much. It's not costing you that much time. Okay, so the next section that we're coming up on is the most exciting part of the run. This is where we're praying for door 1.
The whole Mystery Vortex section is such a interesting little part of the game because it's you'll see once we come in there that Sam can shrink and grow in different spots. So getting the walking paths just right is part of the technique in here, which can be quite difficult to sort of master.
And this is the part where we can use quick save, quick loads.
which I just did, but you didn't see it happen.
Advantage.
But we're hoping that this is going to be the door. Is that that was the sound effect, right? Yeah, I messed that up.
I unfortunately can't hear the sound on the Discord share.
Oh, it was the UFO sound, which is always like just a little too quiet, and I always question whether or not it's actually the sound effect. So I just let it run.
When you go through the door, if you hear a sound effect, then it's not the right one.
So here it's quicker to leave and come back in, because otherwise Max takes forever and a day to walk through that door.
Now, I didn't reset that one because I know the next door I'm going to go in is already orange.
Yeah, so the far right two doors change color, that's RNG, but the first two doors, the red and orange, always stay the same. So generally we try and go for that red door first. It's the quickest way.
Ooh, it's a door 4.
That is some bad luck right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that adds like 2.5 minutes roughly. The estimate accounts for the worst possible RNG though, so that's fine.
And a very tiny Max walking over there. Alright, now in this section we need to pay attention to the location of the rock we need to find that Chevrolet tells us, which is between Valley of Lights and Baldric Mountain, or Baldrich Mountain. Which will be in the next section when we go hunting for the right rock.
Yeah.
So that wasn't bad. I lost about a minute and a quarter.
Oh, that's not too bad. If you memorize all the locations, all of the different landmarks, they appear in the same order each time. And in that line of dialogue, it's always the left landmark and then the right landmark. So in reality, you actually only need to remember one of the two landmarks that you're told, and you just have to know if it's the left or the right one.
Yeah, generally, at least the way I sort of run it is I'll only pay attention to the very last one that Chevrolet says, and then just go swing it to the left as quick as I can. So as soon as I see that last one he says, you know, the very next rock is what you're after.
Yeah. Oh, and that inventory work there, that was for a puzzle that's coming up right after this. Basically getting the items into the inventory in the right order so that you can retrieve them quickly.
There.
Very
Good
nice.
rock
That
with
was
bad
very good.
execution.
Very good rock.
You know, you can go blind if you keep staring at things like that.
Yeah, so this is the one spot where you need to do question mark.
That was the first time I've ever not hit question mark.
I've done that more times than I want to admit. A very easy mistake to make.
Not as bad as accidentally hitting the hand to say, I'm done talking, and then you have to talk to them again. And...
Oh, I've done that too.
Speaking of the inventory, do you guys want to talk a little bit about the terrible inventory management we have to do?
Yeah. Yeah, I did a lot of work on the inventory. It's very bizarre. To summarize it as quick as possible, basically anytime you pick something up, it doesn't seem to place it in the inventory yet, and you can use that to glitch the inventory so that you can move other things to the top and bottom of your inventory. It's a very convoluted sort of way of doing it. The biggest problem with it is, though, that if you're not fully aware of how that works, every run you do will seem different because of you've pushed a different button than before. You've hit S instead of X, or A, or D, or and it can, at times, you'll find your inventory is completely different to how it was previous run. It is the most bizarre inventory system I've ever worked with, but yeah, effectively X gives you the top two items of your inventory, S the bottom two, and A and D scroll left and right.
And I'll quickly mention there that if you're playing a version other than the English version, those shortcuts also change, which makes make it it makes it difficult within the speedrunning community to land on what button you're pressing in documents. Because we have a lot of German runners.
That was a good Max there as well. Sometimes he'll walk out to the far right and stick his head out, and you got to wait for him to walk all the way back before Sam pulls the book out. So that was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, and the pillow there, that's the first of the end game items. So, there are 4 items you need at the end in order to win. That's the first of 4.
It's the first complete one, because you've got the Mystery Vortex already.
Well,
you gotta
get the juice for that one.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
The pillow's ready to go. You can throw that in now, if you could get to the pool.
And we're about to have some very, very realistic VR experience here.
Listen, Facebook wishes the metaverse was
Yeah, this
good.
game has a game inside of it, so you can game while you're gaming.
Oh, what happened there? Dang. Lost a little bit of time because I didn't finish walking.
Yep, the developers heard we like gaming, so they put a game in our game.
Yeah, and another case of abusing Max. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Their relationship is fine.
He smiles through
Look, he's
it.
smiling the entire time.
Get the key in the game, get the key in real life. Makes perfect sense.
Not surprisingly, that's
I'm always
exactly how
curious
VR
what
works
that would
in
look like
real
from-
life as well.
Yeah, I'm curious how it would look like from Max's perspective there.
Thank you.
That sounds like the job of some fan artwork. Maybe somebody wants to put that into an AI artwork generator, see what they come up with. This is one of the longer, unskippable sequences in the game. It sets up a lot of, the plot and motivation for what's going on. But we're skipping through the dialogue too fast to read it.
Yeah,
If we were
technically
worse detectives,
storyline-wise,
then...
they've sort of... Go on,
If we
Hev.
were worse detectives, then this would be the place where the game would be over now.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was going to say. They've this is kind of their job done. They found the Bigfoot, but thankfully
The
it's not the
Bigfoot that
game
they were
done.
hired to find.
Oh, and Mike says in chat, the VR stuff is connected to the mansion's security system. It's all explained in the game.
Makes perfect sense.
I mean, yeah, but where is the key? Where
No,
was it?
don't question it. It's all fine. Alright, so that's the rasp we got back at Snucky's when we got the toilet key. Finally coming in use here.
I hate
Yeah, that was some good inventory manipulation there. Very solid.
What do you make it?
Unfortunately here we do have to leave and come back to get her to create the the celebrity look-alike fruit.
The gourd of John Muir.
That's the one.
Yes. Somebody mentioned it in chat already.
So we're coming up
That
to
is
another...
the second
Sorry,
game item.
Yes, that's right, that is. And we're coming up to the next unskippable cutscene, which is a pretty darn good one.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
It is followed by a surprisingly
long,
skippable cutscene.
Yes.
So apparently on the floppy disk version of the game, that cutscene isn't there, it's replaced with something else. But the dialogue skipping for the entire game is much slower, so it would be quicker, but it's not.
Yeah, I was reading the dev notes for the game, and the floppy version was made first, but they knew they were going to do a talkie version. So it was like, kind of like DLC, but before there was DLC.
Ah, nice. And that was a good fisherman animation there. I have had a few times where the game holds there because the fisherman's pulling a fish out or something, so that was nice and quick.
And I don't know if we have the voice on the talkie version, like the voice actors are coming through in this game, but the voice of Sam, we might hear the same actor we might hear later in the marathon. It is Bill Farmer, who does the voice of Goofy. Might
I
hear
did
that
not
in
know that.
Kingdom Hearts.
I only learned that last night, actually.
Yeah.
Spade looked it up while I was doing a final run-through. Where am I going? Here. There's so many places to go. That I often forget what's next.
So, one really odd bit of information about Mount Rushmore in this game is they've put it in North Dakota, and it really bothers me because it's actually in South Dakota, and as far as I can tell, there's no reason that they've put it in North Dakota.
I find this...
Just seems like they didn't look it up where it was.
I find this whole section to be one of the more difficult parts of the game. Between this and then the dinosaur bit that Hev's about to get to.
Oh, the dinosaur bit I'm almost definitely going to mess up.
Just have to hit dot twice.
I'll do that.
It was really, really hard, and now it's a bit easier with double dot. It's still hard though. I find it really easy to like click on Max accidentally.
Oh my goodness.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
I was trying to double dot. I was getting confused because I haven't done it before. But it's just a timing thing. You really want him to be roaring so that his mouth is open so you can latch onto that tooth.
Yeah, so the puzzle's weird. It doesn't make sense casually, but you want to stop the dinosaur talking while the mouth is fully open. If it's not fully open, it shuts all the way closed. And I don't think the game gives you any hint, really, on how to solve that one.
A little bit more max abuse here.
This seems mild compared to the time we, like, took off his head to get the sword.
That's the third item that we need for the end game, so we're just after one more.
And now we're going to construct a costume that to convince the Bigfoot guard there that we're a Bigfoot and he'll let us in. He's actually not convinced, but because we gave him that rasp earlier, he owes us one and figures, well, you tried at least, so I'll let you in.
I almost messed it up. I almost forgot to put on the costume.
This is another part where I think casually these puzzles didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, the solution made complete sense, but how to do it was confusing. Like, you have to use the item in your inventory. And I think that's the only time you use an item in your inventory that way.
Yeah, I think that's right.
It's weird. Okay, last trip to the world's largest ball of twine.
And it's really sad we skip all these interactions with
the
this.
World's largest ball of twine. It's not this big.
Oh, where am I going? Where are my things? There. I couldn't see any of those items in my inventory.
Similar with the hairs earlier, Hev's just moving items so that the end game is much quicker. You can just tap S each time to get the next item.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Perhaps depends on how you.
Now, of course, we need to get some mystery vortex juice and fill our snow globe with it. So, but there's no stopper, so we need the cork from the wine bottle, but we don't have a corkscrew. So obviously, we take an ice pick to the guy with telekinesis to bend the ice pick into a corkscrew. The logic makes complete sense.
This is one of the more convoluted ones, I find.
Yes. Also, finding the ring in the world's largest ball of twine. I don't know how you're supposed to figure that one out.
Shall we rate?
I don't know where the best place to do that is, but I just do it there.
But
well, why am I going backwards?
No, it was nice. That was nice and smooth.
yeah, that's normally where I do it too.
Is now we officially have all the things we need for the end game.
Yeah. Now we just need to finish it.
bad walk there.
Oh, an unlucky walking path there.
Yeah. It
Easy to
doesn't
do.
look like there's a lot to do walking through that hallway, but it's actually really hard.
Yeah, if you click too high, it'll mess it up. If you click too low, it'll mess it up. So you really got to get it in that sweet spot and sort of just tenderly get him through there. I think I clicked probably about 30 times just getting him through.
Well, we got 4 more inputs really, and they tend to be a little tricky sometimes, a little annoying.
Yeah, and so time's going to be coming up soonish. It's a little hard to predict, but time will be when the 4th item is clicked on the pool and the cursor disappears. But sometimes you click on the pool and the cursor doesn't disappear.
And Sam does have a tendency to walk downwards sometimes when you click on the pool,
Yep,
which can
like
also
there.
be frustrating.
And last input's coming up in just a second. That's
I
time.
figured out one of the totem poles.
There we go.
Ooh, GG!
Just over 35 minutes for that one.
Great work.
Yeah, no,
Well,
that's
thank
awesome.
you both for
Particularly for a door
great
4.
time.
commenting.
Yeah, really
Oh,
great
yeah,
time
that
considering
door 4.
door 4, and it was not a fast bladder.
That was still
And a bit of
really
a slow
solid run,
bathroom.
though.
A handheld vortex.
Vortex.
Good thinking.
Well, thank you so much to both Hobtor and Grubby, and thank you to the Speedromizer organizing committee, organizers and tech specialists. DJ and George, thanks so much for organizing me to
I'm sure you got the ingredients
get this all ready, and so I can be successful and stream this first run to get us off to the races.
What?
One might say on the road.
On the road.
Yep, thank you all very much. It was that was a great run to commentate.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Thank you for having us, and check out the Speedy Adventure Discord if you want to see more adventure game speedrunning.
While he's gone, I'll go see if
Yeah, coming up next month,
off themselves for the
we've got lots of things happening. I don't know what's next on the Speedromizer schedule, so I think we should pass it over to DJ and George.